back in just a second. Okay, bypoll for Yogi Adityanath, it had become difficult because a lot of people, including in the BJP, really felt that UP was responsible for what did not turn out as per script in the Lok Sabha, and in mathematics also UP was the difference. So has Yogi now made a comeback with an okay showing in the bypoll, and has the BJP overall got the wind in its tails with Haryana and Maharashtra?
Well, at the central level, taking Maharashtra has been a huge boost. Taking Haryana was also unexpected and a great boost. UP, the battle is not over because SP is still in with a fighting chance to win at least a third of the seats that it more or less did, and could do again. And, that is a threat because at any point in time, that figure could be larger. Congress is not, important in terms of its electoral wins. So Yogi hasn't completely swept the board or, recovered from all the injuries of the Lok Sabha. It remains to be seen how he consolidates as the time goes on. But it is crucial.
Okay, it is crucial. Do they call? What's the plan here? Do they call an early election in UP, or do they wait for Delhi and see how Delhi pans out? Gautam Mukherjee. Delhi this time,
AAP, I think, will have a tough time. I don't think it will be Congress that inherits the mantle. I think it will be BJP. Delhi is not very significant in terms of the overall, scheme of things, but it is from a prestige point of view very, very necessary to win Delhi, where they haven't won in a very long time, and to get rid of the AAP that has made a holy mess of everything that's going on in Delhi, and they need to be eclipsed. BJP can't do it to them in Punjab in the foreseeable future, but winning Delhi is important, and I think they're in with a very good chance this time.
Okay, so let me put that thought. Let me put that thought to Adil. Adil, the party chose not to have an alliance with the Aam Aadmi Party in Haryana, because you were the senior partner there for sure, and you chose to leave them out. The Aam Aadmi Party returned the favor by trying to contest every seat that they could possibly do. So now you have seen potentially a result from Jharkhand that tells you that Hemant Soren is definitely winning his seat despite going to jail. This is something you agreed with ideologically with the Aam Aadmi Party. How do you see the next step, because Delhi is now only 2 months away?
Well, Rishabh, it's a bit too far, and every political party has its pocket bureaus, has its states where it has a better organizational cadre and has a better connect with voters. So I think the leadership will decide. But as of today, we are going on our own, and we are confident of putting up a good performance in Delhi. But coming back to the present elections, I fail to understand how is Batenge, Katenge any progressive? How are slogans and exhortations like Dharmyod progressive? So therefore, the BJP must not keep on misleading the voters of this country by saying that we went on a positive plank. They went on a plank of polarization, of hateful narratives being peddled, and yes, it appears that's reaped dividends for them. But having said this, let's be very clear, the Congress party will not budge from its constitutional ideals. We do believe that Gautam Adani is being given a free pass by this government. It is now a matter of public knowledge that Gautam Adani was involved, was partaking in discussions and meetings when Mr. Uddhav Thackeray and the Congress government was dislodged in 2019. He was party to all this. And you have the Dharavi project. To top it up on this, you have the US Justice Department indicting an individual. The least the BJP should have done is to at least launch an investigation. And when they say ek hai to safe hai, Mr. Modi is being fair.
Okay.
When he says ek hai to safe hai, it means Mr. Adani and BJP agar ek hai to safe hai.
Okay, Adil, on the question of the US indictment, that happened right after the polls roughly closed. So I don't think that affected this election cycle, or people had time to digest it in terms of their voting. But the issues like Dharavi and other are known from earlier. So if most of Bombay is voting for the incumbent alliance, despite all of this, I mean, we're in a position where Aditya Thackeray might just lose in Worli. Then what are they saying about the plank about Dharavi and other things?
Let's leave our political and journalist hat aside. You please answer me one question, Rishabh, and I ask you as a citizen of this country. After the Dharavi project, and please see the nuts and bolts of this project, Mr. Gautam Adani will have the biggest landmass in Maharashtra. You are virtually making him the biggest real estate player in the financial capital of this country. This is the brass tacks of this Dharavi project. Please, I urge you, please request your reporters to look into it in more detail. He will virtually take over the real estate market. You are creating an oligarchy, a monopoly in the hands of one individual. He owns the maximum number of airports. He is in every sector. World over, countries are indicting him for acts of corruption, but in India, he's given a free pass because of his friendship with Mr. Modi. Is this what India has to be reduced to?
All right. I'll put the caveats out there.
So the entire country will have to bear the burden of that.
So I'll put the caveats out there. It's a special purpose vehicle that is supposed to be developing Dharavi. But can you suggest that he is going to control that special purpose vehicle because it's an overbearingly large company? You can suggest that. But my question was different, Adil. My question was, the voters of Bombay had a chance to register all of these claims by you, but they've put even Aditya Thackeray in a position that he might lose his seat. Why was that then?
We are being denied a level playing field. Having said this, I'm not running away. Certainly something must have gone wrong in our campaign and our way of thinking. But there is no doubt about this principle that we are being denied a level playing field. Whether it is the ECI, and I've said this ad nauseum, whether it's the ECI, whether it's the state apparatus, whether it is muscle and money power, whether it is even deploying the police and other forces to distribute money and other inducements. This is what was going on. Voter manipulation. They are holding the controls on every institution today. That's the irony.
Okay, well, yes, I will leave it for people watching the broadcast to decide.